What's happening, Yorkshire Warriors? Welcome back to the channel. Brace yourselves, because I've got 3 absolute bombshells that are rocking Leeds United right now. We're talking ownership drama, a £15 million player stuck on the bench, and the FA coming after the club with investigations. Your club is sitting 15th in the Premier League, fighting to stay up, and while that's happening, the owners are distracted, expensive signings can't get games, and fan behavior is landing us in hot water with the authorities. If you're not subscribed, hit that button now. Drop a like, leave a comment telling me what you think, and let's dive into this mess. Because trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why Leeds fans are absolutely furious right now. Let's start with the ownership situation that has every Leeds fan seeing red. Parag Marath just made a statement that proves what we've all been fearing about the 49ers. Rangers, the other club owned by the 49ers, just sacked their manager Russell Martin after a terrible start to their season. Fair enough, that happens in football. But here's the problem. In his statement about finding Rangers' next manager, Marath said it will have our full attention until we are confident. We have a leader with the character and skill set to deliver results. Did you catch that? Full attention on Rangers. Meanwhile, Leeds United are sitting 15th in the Premier League table, having won just one of our last 5 games before the international break. We're in a relegation scrap, and our owners are publicly saying their focus is on Glasgow. This isn't even new. Look back at the summer transfer window. The 49ers failed to properly strengthen our attack, leaving us short up front. Meanwhile, Rangers were making signings right up until the final seconds of deadline day. Leeds went a whole week without any business after James Justin arrived. That was the first sign that the 49ers prioritized Rangers over Leeds. And now this statement confirms it. We're in the Premier League, the biggest league in world football, fighting for our lives. And we're being treated like second best. Here's what really worries me. Surviving in the Premier League is incredibly difficult, even with fully committed owners. When your owners are openly admitting their attention is divided, that makes an already tough job almost impossible. And with the January transfer window coming up, if the 49ers make the same mistakes they made in summer, if they show Rangers preference again, it could be the difference between staying up and going straight back down to the championship. The question every Leeds fan needs to ask, where do the 49ers actually see this club in their plans? Because right now, it doesn't feel like we're the priority. But that ownership drama isn't even the only controversy swirling around Elland Road right now. Here's a situation that's absolutely baffling. Lucas Purry, the goalkeeper Leeds signed from Lyon for £15.6 million in the summer, can't even get into the team. And according to journalist Bjorn Cross from The Athletic, even when he recovers from his current injury, he might not walk straight back into the starting sheet. Let me explain what's happened here. Purry picked up an injury during the last international break, and in stepped Karl Darlow, the Welsh goalkeeper who hadn't started a Premier League game in for years. And you know what? Darlow has been absolutely excellent. He made amazing saves at Fulham, produced great stops at Wolves, and put in another solid performance against Tottenham, where he was only beaten by deflected shots, neither of which were his fault. According to the stats from FotMob, Darlow hasn't made a single error leading to a goal since he came into the team. Speaking on the Square Ball podcast, Cross made it clear. I would argue it's probably clear now you don't drop Darlow. I think he's done more than enough in the games up to now, and honestly, he's absolutely right. Daniel Farke always talks about Leeds being a meritocracy. If you perform well, you keep your place. As Cross pointed out, if Farke dropped Darlow now, the goalkeeper would rightfully ask, what else could I have done? He's been faultless. But here's the bigger picture that should concern Leeds fans. This isn't just about Purry and Darlow. Jack Abidjal, another expensive summer signing, has barely featured because Pascal Struich has been in such brilliant form at center back. Sebastian Bourneau is also waiting for opportunities because Farke trusts Joe Rodon and Struich. So we've got multiple big money summer signings who can't break into the team because the players who won promotion last season are performing so well. That's good for results right now, but what does it say about the club's transfer strategy? What happens when these promotion heroes eventually tire or lose form? Purry costs £15.6 million. That's a huge investment for a goalkeeper. Having him sit on the bench isn't ideal for anyone, but at the same time, how can you drop a goalkeeper who's doing everything right? It's a fascinating dilemma for Farke. and how he handles it could tell us a lot about his management approach going forward. But before you've even processed that situation, there's a third major issue that's bringing negative attention to the club. Right, this one is genuinely embarrassing and it's entirely self-inflicted. The FA has opened investigations into Leeds United following fan behavior during the Tottenham match at Elland Road on October 4th, and we could now be facing financial penalties. Here's what happened. Leeds were losing 2-1 to Spurs after Mohamed Kudus scored the winning goal on 57 minutes, though Noah Okafor had earlier equalized for the Whites. As the match wore on and frustrations grew, some Leeds fans started throwing objects from the stands. First, Tottenham's Pedro Porro had a vape thrown in his direction as he prepared to take a corner. Porro actually picked it up and pretended to smoke it, turning the whole incident into a joke, and making Leeds fans look foolish in the process. But it got worse. When Kudus celebrated his goal by sitting on a stool, a bottle was thrown from the stands that narrowly missed hitting him in the head. That's not just embarrassing behavior, that's dangerous and could have caused serious injury. According to the Daily Mail's report on October 6th, the FA is now investigating both incidents, and Leeds are likely facing a fine from the governing body. Here's what makes this so frustrating. Leeds actually played pretty well in that game. Look at the statistics. Leeds had 56% possession compared to Tottenham's 44%. Created an expected goals total of 1.68 versus just 0.53 for Spurs. Had 16 shots to Tottenham's 9, and created for big chances compared to just 1 for the visitors. On another day, Leeds get at least a point from that match. The players put in a decent performance and showed they can compete at this level. But instead of people talking about the positives, all the headlines are about fan misbehavior. The actions of a small number of idiots have overshadowed what was actually an encouraging display, and brought unwanted negative attention to the club. Elland Road is famous for having one of the best atmospheres in English football. Passionate, loud, intimidating for opposition teams. But there's a line, and throwing objects that could injure players crosses that line. At a time when Leeds are fighting relegation, dealing with ownership issues, and trying to establish themselves in the Premier League, this is the last thing the club needs. Financial penalties hurt. Negative publicity hurts. And it's all completely avoidable. So there you have it. 3 major stories that are defining Leeds United's season right now. You've got owners whose full attention is going to Rangers, while Leeds fight for Premier League survival. You've got a £15 million goalkeeper who can't get into the team because a championship promotion hero is outperforming him. And you've got fan incidents that are bringing FA investigations and potential fines. The next few weeks and months are absolutely crucial for this football club. Will the 49ers refocus on Leeds when January comes around? Will Farke find a way to integrate his expensive signings? Will the fanbase learn from this embarrassment and create a positive atmosphere? These questions are going to determine whether Leeds United stay in the Premier League or drop straight back down. So tell me in the comments, what's your biggest concern for Leeds right now? Is it the ownership, the squad decisions, or the fan behavior? If this video gave you insight into what's really happening at Elland Road, smash that like button, subscribe for more Leeds United content, and share this with other Whites fans. The big question, can Leeds United survive this perfect storm of issues, or are we heading for trouble? Marching on together.